Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sakuraka Halstead. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. 2 local men are sentenced to prison after the vicious beating of a taxi driver who pled for his life. Also tonight, the late Governor Arnold Palacios will be the first person laid to rest in New Marpi Cemetery. And 3 men serving time on sexual abuse charges get parole decisions made. In sports, athletes are welcome back from competing in Palau and look forward to Tahiti in 2027. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah. What's the snack wrap?
Boom. Back when we wore velour from the top of the head to the tip of the toe, the snack wrap was no joke. Takes me back. What you know about that juicy chicken? That shredded cheese. Come close. Ranch. I did everything to bring it back, nephew. Talk to me.
Educate. Get him.
Okay, yeah, say less, Aunt. Let me do the snack wrap.
Yeah, let him do the snack wrap.
Can I get both, please?
Double him up.
Heat stroke is one of the leading causes of non-crash, vehicle-related fatalities among children. Vehicle heat stroke occurs when a child is left in a hot vehicle, allowing for the child's temperature to rise in a quick and deadly manner. In today's fast-paced world and with our busy schedules, we often tell ourselves that we would never leave our child in the back seat of the car, yet it can still happen. Take action if you notice a child alone in a car. Protecting children is everyone's business. Even in cooler temperatures, your vehicle can heat up to dangerous temperatures very quickly. Keep your vehicle locked and keep your keys out of reach. Make it a habit to look before you lock and avoid putting children at risk of heat stroke. Help us prevent hot car deaths in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Stop, look, lock. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands Department of Public Safety.
I love Mariana's coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Hafide, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. You're watching the Channel 2 News on August 1st from our studio on Capitol Hill. 2 men who kidnapped and beat a taxi driver to near death will spend the next 5 years in jail and have agreed to testify against others who were involved in the case that shocked the local community.
20-year-old Jay Billy and 19-year-old Awatan Tipingeni were both initially charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault and battery, robbery, and disturbing the peace. 3 juveniles were also arrested and charged. The incident happened in December. The police say they responded to a call by Coral Ocean Resort and found a man seriously injured. Police observed the victim's face, said it was swollen in the right eye and left cheek area, lips bleeding, blood running down his left nostril, redness around his neck. The victim was a taxi driver, and he told police that he picked up 5 male individuals from Cool Laundry in Finasusu, and they asked to be dropped off by Coral Ocean Resort beachside for a party. Taxi driver says after arriving at the location, the rear passenger behind him strangled him with a seatbelt, and he was then punched and kicked multiple times on his face and body. The victim pled for his life, while one of the suspects appears to be recording the assault. This video was shared widely on social media. Police say the victim's car keys, fanny pack containing $240 and 3 cell phones were stolen. This morning, the 2 adults in the case pled guilty to robbery, and they received a sentence of 15 years. 5 of those are to be served with no possibility of parole. 10 years will follow, and they will be subject to supervised probation. They've also agreed to testify against the juveniles if that case goes to trial.
A local man is sentenced to 10 years in prison after a Kagman laundromat fight that led to a man's death.
49-year-old Calvin Tagabuel receives the maximum sentence this week and will now spend up to a decade in jail.
So the judge sentenced him to the full 10 years. He is parole eligible, but that's it. If he doesn't get parole, then he has to serve the full 10 years.
Tagabuel was found not guilty by a jury on a charge of murder after he was involved in an altercation with a man at Cool Laundry in Kagman. The jury, though, did find Tagabuel guilty for aggravated assault and battery. The incident happened early in the morning of January 6, 2024. Patrons and a security guard at Cool Laundry in Kagman were trying to get the victim, an apparently intoxicated Lark Cassian, to leave the premises when the guard asked Tagabuel, a building resident, for his help. Video surveillance shows a swipe in the direction of Tagabuel from the victim, which was then followed by a punch from Tagabuel. Punch knocked Cassian to the ground with his head hitting the concrete. But the incident was not reported until hours later while the victim lay unconscious in a stairwell. Officers eventually responded to the scene, transported the victim to the hospital where he died 6 days later. Tagabuel told police that he had fought with Cassian after being asked for help by the security guard and then deposited him in the stairway.
Calvin Tagabuel is not the hero. If there was an issue, then he should have called the police. But instead, he decided to take the law into his own hands and punch Lark Cassian. And then after he punched him, he decided to not even have anybody render aid. So he sat there for 7 hours after, just dying on the ground.
In the sentence, the judge noted the denial of medical assistance that lasted for many hours and called it cold-hearted act of cruelty. Defendant is given credit for time served.
17 acres with 5,000 resting spots opened this morning on the north coast of Saipan. This Saturday, the late Governor Arnold Palacios will be the first person laid to rest at the newly opened Marpi Public Cemetery. The Capital Improvement Program Administrator says the late governor was a champion when it came to infrastructure.
You know, like the saying goes, you know, it's a blessing in disguise. And you know, another saying like the clouds with a silver lining, right? Like, you know, he passed away, and him being buried here as the first to be buried, it actually opens up for all of us.
She adds that the Marpi Cemetery has been a long time coming.
It was designed back in 2009 and it's funded by the Department of Interior Office of Insular Affairs at a $2.9 million. Of course, back then there were challenges to the project when they were supposed to put power poles, you know, from the existing utility lines all the way here. It was an environmental issue, more on the historic preservation, like having poles, telephone poles, you know, up at a certain height. So it was stopped. There was a restraining order from court, and so that just kind of stopped the project.
16 years later, the project comes to fruition.
On the count of 3, please cut the ribbon, and this will mark the opening of the Marpi Public Cemetery. 1, 2, 3.
The Department of Natural Resources is in charge of the maintenance of the cemetery. Director of Parks and Rec says 2,500 double-decker crypts are in place and will have a similar layout style as the Veterans Cemetery.
Right on top of where we're standing right now, all this area where you see here that is coned off are all crypts. There's regulations in place. We'll share that regulation out on a public hearing. We need to notify them of what is and what is not allowable. We are not going to put, it's only a tombstone, so it will be easier to maintain. There's no structures associated to it. We're the only agency in charge of maintenance. And whenever you're going to do anything at the cemetery, coordinate with our office.
Governor David Apatang says the cemetery is much needed by the people of the CNMI.
Our Commonwealth human population grew from just a few thousands in the early days to what it is today. Our cemeteries in Chanacanoa and Wireless Ridge expanded. Burial spaces in those cemeteries are no longer available. The opening of this public cemetery has been long overdue, but is finally open today.
The public is being asked to respect the space.
This is a public cemetery and it's very, very beautiful, so we want to keep it that way.
As the CNMI mourns the passing of Governor Arnold Palacios, Glenn Hunter shares how the late governor became the very part of political history he used to enjoy reminiscing about.
He used to reminisce a lot. Like we'd sit down and he would talk about when he was younger, and he'd get to watch his dad and all of the TT leaders gather, because we had, this was the capital of the trust territory at the time, and they used to have their meetings and their sessions out here. And he would always tell me about how privileged he was to see that, to see that in action, this governance that was going on back in the trust territory days, and the types of leaders throughout Micronesia that he was able to witness firsthand. And he would talk about it. It was almost like he would romanticize it, and he would reminisce on just, he would tell me how great, how intelligent, how stoic, how humble. They spoke with meaning, they spoke with passion, they meant well, and he often would convey that to me, right? Like he had that front row seat to see that. I was standing there today and I've been reflecting on it. I don't think he fully realized that just how much he embodied those same traits that he saw in those leaders back then. I look across the Pacific, I look at all he really had that. He had that within himself when he spoke. He spoke from the heart. He spoke so many times he'd go on stage for a ceremony or something important, and he'd have a written statement, something put together, proper and prim and all that kind of stuff, and he'd get up there and he'd just shoot from the hip. And those were the most beautiful speeches and the most moving orations or talks that I've seen leaders give, and it stems from he was very genuine. He was, a lot of people are saying right now that he was a good man. It's the first thing that comes to mind. He was just such a genuinely good man.
Coming up, 3 parolees on sexual abuse charges request an early release. And a summer program has students building, coding, and programming robots. Final projects are up for show and tell.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
Aw, they got rained out! But no worries, the 23rd annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament has been rescheduled to Saturday, August 9. Same grade course, Lao Lao, same grade format, Blackjack Double Peoria, same grade price, only $130. Sign up today for your chance to win one of the awesome hole-in-one prizes. Join us and support the Commonwealth Cancer Association at the Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament now on August 9th.
Location, location, location. Office space on Capitol Hill available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park. With natural light and ocean views, it's the perfect place for creative professionals, so upgrade your life and your working environment. Schedule an exclusive showing now. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
At Mariana's Beach Resort, Come to the edge of the ocean and experience the best sunsets on Saipan at Skipper's Beach Bar. Open daily from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m., Skipper's is the perfect place to unwind with great friends, great weather, and stunning ocean views. And every hour is happy hour with $3.99 craft draft beer, local food specials, and live music. Bring a friend or make some new ones. Skipper's is where memories are made. Skipper's Beach Bar, the best sunsets, the best fun. Come join us tonight. See you at the beach.
When I think of you sometime, want to spend some time with you, just the two of us.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Let's go! Let's go.
Welcome back. You're watching the Friday night edition of the Channel 2 News. 3 men currently serving lengthy jail sentences on sexual assault charges have applied for parole. Let's take a look. The Board of Parole met this week to discuss the early release of 3 inmates who have been in custody. All 3 parolees serving long sentences for sexual abuse and assault charges. Donald Azuzu Hokog was found guilty on November 6, 2013, when members of the jury returned with a guilty verdict for the charges of sexual abuse of a minor in the first degree, incest, and assault and battery. Hokog is scheduled for release on October 19, 2043. The AG's office says the victim's statements prior to the sentencing included the effects of the trauma, being emotionally broken, and fear of the consequences if found by the defendant. Presently, the victim is still unable to forgive Hokog and voices opposition on his early release. Parole has been denied. Robert Kotep Shinyachi, formerly known as Robert Kotep Bailes, pled guilty on June 9, 2010 to 2 separate counts on the offense of sexual abuse of a minor in the first degree. According to news files, he was sentenced to a 25-year prison sentence for a sexual assault that resulted in pregnancy. His scheduled release is on June 10, 2035. Office of the AG says Shinyachi initially appeared to have no criminal history, but upon further review, had 10 counts under his previous name. Shinyachi indicated deportation back to Palau in his parole release plan. The AG's office says deportation to Palau would mean that Shinyachi would have no supervision, become a potential harm to others, especially to minor children upon his return to Palau. Parole was denied. Jordan Robert Tudela pled guilty on September 4, 2019 to the offense of sexual abuse of a minor in the second degree. The AG's office says the maximum sentence of 30 years was already cut in half in exchange for his guilty plea. His scheduled release date is on December 3, 2033. The Office of the AG says that Tudela has criminal history on several charges of assault and battery throughout the years, dating back to as early as 2004, which most conditions of probation were not complied with. Parole for Tudela also was denied. The convenience of frozen foods has the guy in our next story flying into the island of Saipan. It's a sunny day at Saipan International Airport. The wind and rain from 98W has passed, and the tsunami advisory was given an all-clear for residents to head back home. Passengers trickle in from the flight that just landed, and we welcome all the different faces. Benjamin Galilea is here on business.
I commercialize frozen food for all around the world.
It's his second time in Saipan. This is what he enjoys about our island.
The beach, truly, yeah. I enjoy it a lot.
The beaches in the Marianas do get a lot of likes. Agro Super is the name and frozen foods is the game.
Yeah, we have our products in all the supermarkets and markets in the frozen shelf. We commercialize frozen pork and chicken, and the brand you will see Agro Super in the label.
Visitors and homecomers continue to step foot on the island as Galilea is off to check the markets. To everyone coming through those double doors, Welcome back, welcome home, welcome to Saipan. Robotics is the interdisciplinary study and practice of design, construction, operation, and use of robots. We see how the DAOC students shine.
This is a robot, Curiosity.
DAOC Academy students showcase their final projects at Copleville Elementary School cafeteria from their summer robotics class that spanned for 5 weeks. Natalie Matsunaga will be in the 12th grade next school year.
The first 2 weeks were introductions. The last 3 weeks we worked on our rovers. I found out that I actually enjoy coding a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I would struggle in this class, and because it's robotics, you'd think, wow, it's very hard, but Mr. Arnell, our teacher, taught us very well, and I really enjoyed it personally.
She explains how the robot uses its sensors to follow the laid out electrical tape.
Light, it reflects, right? So we would have it on a white surface, and there would be a black line it would follow. The black light would absorb, and then when this little black LED is not receiving the light, it's gonna say, hey, we're not receiving it, we need to turn to where there is signal, basically. You can think of it that, like the black is a dead zone, you're on a call with a friend, it's like, hey, move to this way because I can't hear you anymore. So that's how it follows the line. It's not actually following the black line, but the outside of it.
Owen Daniel Kirugwa says he signed up right away when he heard about the program.
In the beginning, it was a little challenging understanding it, but over the days we were going over it, I started to understand it more, and it became fun.
He says building and assembling the robots took about 2 days and programming took a whole week. Arnel Gruspe is an independent consultant for STEMify CNMI. He's a service provider for robotics education and does automation for buildings.
I was involved in the casino LED walls, the dragon thing on that one. So with my knowledge on building automation and things like that, and I'm stuck with like nothing to do, so I might have as well share my knowledge on automation and robotics to the kids.
Gruspe shares his knowledge with the students during the summer program.
Because they started out with nothing. So they started coding using Scratch or block coding in microbit. So they started with the easy block coding, microbit, and then as they progress week by week, they advanced to a text-based coding like for the Arduinos that you've seen as their project.
Jackie Kirugwa is the Senior Director for Student Support Services.
All kids are capable, regardless on what learning space they have. All children, given the learning space with caring adults and just a learning environment that supports motivation and engagement, I think is already an inspiration for our kids. We want our kids to know that we believe in them, we believe in their capacity and their potential. And so we just need to say, let's make it happen.
Coming up in sports, mini games athletes are back from Palau. There's more work to do before the next competitions. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Marianas Beach Resort, and now welcome to Marianas Coffee. Indulge in the rich, smooth taste of classic coffee, or treat yourself to one of our signature creations with the best coffee roasted right here in Saipan. Craving something fun? Try our cracking marshmallow milkshake, or one of our refreshing milk teas. Stay cool with locally grown lemongrass lemonade, the perfect tropical twist. Pair your drink with our delicious cakes, desserts, sandwiches, and salads freshly made just for you. And with super fast Wi-Fi, it's the perfect place to work or unwind. Marianas Coffee at Marianas Beach Resort, where great coffee meets great style.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans! Last night, as athletes were recognized an outstanding performance, they were also given an assignment, some homework if you will, that has a decidedly French feel to it.
Tahiti is 2 years away, but we have to start now.
Chef de mission Nick Gross welcomed athletes, dignitaries, and sponsors last night inside the Ada Gym.
Make no mistake, we've accomplished incredible success, and each and every one of you has played a role in that accomplishment. Being said, I ask that you stay hungry, resist the urge to be content.
Sports has been on a roll since the devastation of local facilities after the double whammy of Typhoon Soudelor and Typhoon Yutu. It first started with the successful hosting of the mini games held right here in Saipan, which many countries said was the best games they ever attended. That was followed up with a trip to the Pacific Games held in the Solomon Islands. The CNMI flew direct with one of the largest teams ever assembled. Last summer, it was off to the Micronesian Games held in the Marshall Islands, and this summer, a trip south to the mini games held in Palau. Pacific Islands are theoretically our neighbors, but they can be far, far away, and attending these events is not an easy task.
As well as touching on matters critical to our collective next steps to ensure that all we've achieved continues to be the beginning, not the end.
The Pacific Games in Tahiti are just 2 short years away, and the goal is to diligently plan, prepare, and then compete.
We are a winner. The minute we send our first group out to Palau, that's the beginning of what we are celebrating. Is be able to support, because we believe in them, we support them, and we send them to the competition.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Here's the weather. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Chance of showers 50%. North to northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, lows around 78. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Chance of showers 50% for Rota and 40% for Saipan and Tinian. Northeast to east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, highs around 86. In the middle of the night, high tide at 12:39 a.m., low tide at 8:13 a.m. tomorrow morning, with a rise in tide at 3:19 p.m. The sun sets at 6:47 p.m. and rises again at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Well, that's news, sports, and weather. Thank you for joining us, CNMI. Have a good weekend.